The mystery of God, and science wants to explain everything, which is why there's always this disconnect sometimes between science and God, which is why we need faith. Faith is not opposed to science, but it has to go beyond science in order for us to manage well in our faith and in our lives. I want to talk a little bit about shaking this morning. If you want to share those videos. This is a machine that can grab a whole tree and shake the life out of it and get all the nuts out of it. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these. It's a pretty amazing thing. Now, it's really amazing, except for maybe if there's a bird in a nest. I think that bird is thinking, what in the world is going on? My whole world is shaking. I'm out of here, right? Here's one for apples. But it's amazing how there's a lot of different things that shake. I was talking with the kids about salt and pepper. But there are many things in this world that shake, and often it's for good things. In the old days when they had the gold rushes, they used to have those little sifters, that you kind of shake it and all the sand would go through and you'd be left with the nuggets of gold and you're panning in the river. But this whole world is shaking like never before. It doesn't matter where you go today, your world is shaking. We are shaken by tsunamis and earthquakes. We're shaken by war. We're shaken in our health, in our finances, in our jobs, maybe even in your place where you live. And I don't know a soul on this planet, like the birds that may be in those shaking trees. There isn't any one of us that likes it. If you are in Tehran, in Iran today, the ground is literally shaking from the bombings. And how about Ukraine? Between Ukraine and Iran, the Middle East, hundreds of drones and bombs are shaking the earth constantly. And if your world is not shaking, there's a good chance that it will in your lifetime. Because Jesus said to his disciples, in this world you will have trouble. And trouble is like shaking. When we were, a number of years ago, when my wife and I and our family was living in Pincher Creek, there were times when our house was literally shaking from the power of the wind. And we wondered whether the roof would blow right off, because it would get up to 140 kilometers an hour, sometimes even more. But anyways, our worlds are often shaken. When we turn to the scriptures, we find that the same God who created this world and the universe around it is the same God who orders and is in control of a lot of the shaking in this world, whether we like it or not. In Haggai chapter 2, the prophet says this is what the Lord Almighty says, in a little while I will once more shake the heavens and the earth, the sea and the dry land. I will shake all nations. And what is desired by all nations will come, and I will fill this house with glory, says the Lord Almighty. The silver is mine, and the gold is mine, declares the Lord Almighty. The glory of his present house will be greater than the glory of the former house, says the Lord Almighty. And in this place I will grant peace, declares the Lord Almighty.